we care sort of more about feelings over fact. Sometimes things will feel right to us. It seems right to say, well, the minimum wage should be $15 because you want people that are low income to make more money. That feels right, but it may not actually be what the system itself can negotiate.
Well,
right?
it's not what happens in reality. That is, and this is what people call unintended consequences. I'm not sure they're always unintended, but the unintended consequences is if you think a little bit more about the problem, and let's take the minimum wage.
Yeah.
If you raise a price artificially, we all studied in Econ 101, when a price is raised, demand goes down. So if you raise the price of labor, then demand for that labor goes down. And this happens over and over again. But people don't want
to
believe that, but they also don't want to take the inductive evidence. That is, the fact that it's happened 100 times. Oh, but this time it's going to be different. And I see that in economics all the time. The Paul Krugmans of the world, stimulus never works. It's never worked. That's because it hasn't been big enough. We need to do bigger. And it's never going to work because they keep loading it up like that. And the same with the minimum wage. They keep thinking this time will be different. But that's anti-reason. It's anti-science. And what they're placing is wishes before facts, wishes before solid, theoretical theory that was derived from evidence from reality. I mean, that's the real scientific method. Right. After what I believe is about a century of progressive education, where we've taught kids not to think but to feel, not to be reasoning, rational agents, but to be feeling agents, we are suffering the consequence now. So we've got politicians who appeal purely to emotion, that don't discuss facts. They don't discuss the details. They don't discuss how they pay for it. We're going to give you free stuff. We're going to get back at the Chinese as if the Chinese are the problem, and so on and so forth, right? But it's all emotion. It's all about emotion, and yet people are responding. And of course, you've talked about free speech, but this is the same kind of thing we're seeing on American campuses today. You can't say something that might offend somebody, and what does it mean to offend? It means that it's a little bit out of the mainstream because their emotions are hurt. And we're saying emotions are what matter. We'll give you a safe space. We'll give you triggers. We'll protect your emotions. No, we should be protecting the mind. And the way to protect the mind is to expand it, is to expose them to lots of different ideas and teach them the critical thinking skills that are necessary to figure out what's right, what's wrong, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. But that's out. And this is what scares me the most about America today. It's this emotionalism. So in that sense, it's an epistemological point. It's not even ethics. It's not politics. This is about what is the tool for knowing reality. Is it emotion or is it the mind?
Yeah.
This is the danger of living in a time where we've elevated emotions among all else. Because once you accept emotions as your standard, there's nothing to talk about. Right? Because it's a question of, well, what you're saying makes me feel X, or what you're saying makes me feel Y. But that's not a conversation. A conversation is about reason, it's about ideas, it's about proof, it's about evidence. And that requires critical thinking skills, and we have trained maybe several generations, but certainly the latest generation, not to think, to emote. When we have 5-year-olds or 7-year-olds or 9-year-olds sitting around a classroom and we ask them, what do you think about something political? Well, that's ridiculous. A 5-year-old doesn't think about politics. He can't think, and even a 9-year-old can't think. What 9-year-olds need is a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and the skills, the math and science skills, that train you in how to think. And our public education system has destroyed that.